Hi, good morning. Yesterday, India witnessed a landmark, so called achievement in the form of having one of the largest temples in the world in a sprawlish architectural marvel. And it took a couple of years, loads of overspending, lots of paparazzi, and lots of hue and cry over, because this is the first time that India has done something to crush the aspirations, the trust, the faith of the other community, which has known to coexist. And that's how, Supreme Court verdict in favor of this temple, despite not proving it to be demolished or mosque being built over this excavated shrine. Anyway, that's not the cause of concern. Probably this is overgration on the part of the other community to readily and gracefully offer the site in lieu of another site which is far away from. And I remember the days of Pandit Nehru, who is truly rightly called the architect of modern India, because he overemphasized and also made sure that India has progress by leaps and bounds in the industrial revolution, and lots of infrastructure development, the architecture of the education institutions, IITs, and engineering colleges, medical colleges, also roads, bridges, factories, all kinds of assembly lines, production hubs, mass productions, green revolutions, white revolutions, blue revolutions, and all kinds of revolutions. Because for that time, he was a visionary. He had traveled far and wide all the world, and he has known the European pace of the progress, the American hegemony, and the first economic gains by the rest of the world, whereas colonized countries were struggling even to meet the daily breads of its commoners. Although population was not a huge issue at the time, it's only 22 crores, but still, India couldn't manage to feed its teeming millions of starving, begging people in the streets. Agriculture was in a mess. There was no productivity. We didn't even know about the scientific tools and implements. Forget about the agriculture evolution or kind of hybrid fertilizers and all that. Now he knew that if India had to keep pace with the rest of the world in gaining grounds and becoming one of the non-aligned, truly democratic nations, it has to have its robust, self-sustainable infrastructure. Now, it's in a stark contrast to that, conceived belief and envisioning of the, future growth and its preparedness for meeting the challenges of the 21st century. And India is coming up with one of the most sought after projects of having temples after temples. And these temples are not the temples of the olden days, were supposed to be called the seat of learning, and people used to use them as institution. where, Gokul, gurus will be there and disciples will be learning. And there would be, in fact, all these temples, they cropped up in the form of, basic structures for learning purposes. And many universities, like in Bihar, Bodh Gaya, in Takshila, and in many of the southern, which was, the seat of the learning. Only temples could be the places where we had good infrastructures and community would gather, not for floral tributes or chanting the hymns from Rig Veda and Ramayana and all that. It was supposed to be nursing and nurturing the budding minds of that time. And parents would leave their children for the rest of their life to be disciples, to be learners, actually lifelong learners. And the Gurukul system Rabindranath Tagore talks about and used to flourish. Kings and princes also used to favor with the huge grants and graciously accepted the norms, and there were priests and Brahmanic sacred Sactimonium, where they would, advise, counsel the kings and all, how to rule with justice system and all that. Now temples are being erected everywhere in India with huge, like overspending and meeting the probably legitimate or illegitimate aspirations of the devotees. And being unmindful of that, we are entering into the fourth revolution, post technological revolution. Now even we have gone past the technological revolution, and we are getting into the AI revolution, and where all the soft skills are going to be in fact more sought after. All the previous skills will be gone very soon, and newer skills are going to come up. In fact, newer jobs will be created. And if we continue thriving on our old agenda of traditional moorings and traditional belief systems, India is going to be retrogressive, and it cannot catch with the rest of the nations, which aiming for having prosperity in the form of revolutionizing is technical know-how, is infrastructure. Like compared to China and other Western countries, India is still reeling under the pressure of just becoming a struggling nations with teasing problems and corporations and big conglomerates houses are not showing any interest in. So we could have gone to the moon in a futile way. We could have our own atomic reactors, and we could send rockets to the could be interplanetary space odysseys. But on the other hand, it's quite it doesn't foretell or really augur well for the rest of the communities that they are under fear of losing the trust and not going shoulder to shoulder with the academic growth, with the economic growth, with the cultural and social growth, with the kind of coexistence and composite culture we developed, with a kind of robust democracy we are so proud of. So it's fine that as tourists do flock, every religion has its own temples and shrines, and particularly and Benares has been seat of. So having temples and all, it's fine. The devotees can have some spiritual awakening. They can visit and they can take the elderly ones and all. But it's a political gimmick, electioneering, stunt for the time being, because it has been touted, displayed, and with so much extravagance, and the world is watching with a bated breath that what does it all tell us about one of the strongest democracies in the world, whether it's really killing the aspiration of the other communities, or whether it's going, headway with some sort of warmth and coexistence for the other. And good wishes to this temple, and hoping to make it one day. Because it appears to be from the space and all that, the aerial view, that it boasts of having corridors and themes and structures, and we have Garv Gri and Lala and what do we call it, Atm Vishwas, Atm Samarsam and all that. Anyway, best of luck to all the people. Hoping to catch you later.